Hi guys, it's Jean Ann here, and today I'm going to do a little makeup tutorial. I guess I thought I needed to check my hair first. Hi, how you doing? Anyway, it's kind of inspired essentially by the fact that it is snowing like crazy outside. And it is, yes, the first full week of March, but here in Chicagoland, we haven't had much of a winter, so this is the first chance I have had to really see some significant snow since I moved here last summer. So in homage to winter, even if it's late, I'm going to do a little sort of dark winter queen. I don't know why I'm doing this. Apparently she has claws. But I'm going to do start to finish. I'm going to do foundation and everything. Hi. As the name would imply. Wearing a crown. Just trying to keep it real. Alright, so let's get started. I'm gonna pin back. The first thing I'm gonna try is the NARS Oil-Free Pro Prime Pore Refining Primer. Say that 5 times fast. Ah! It comes out very easily. That's probably way too much. Now, I don't have oily skin, really. I do right here on my chin sometimes. I'd say I'm closer to dry to normal. Alright, while that's setting in, I am going to use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden, which is a nude colored eye base. It's essentially their eyeshadow primer in nude. And I have a couple feelings about it. The first is that I really prefer it in nude because it covers all of the undertones of my eye, and so whatever I put on top of it is more true to color. And also, I find it to be a very dry formulation. So if you're the kind of person that has super oily eyelids, this is going to be great. If you're like me and you tend toward drier skin, this can be a challenge. Now I'm going to do something that I do not normally do, and we will see how it turns out. This may be a very short video. I am going to take the Color Tattoo, L'Oreal Color Tattoo 24-hour whatever, in Too Cool, which is white. I'm going to put that along the base, not underneath, of my eye. Please see that I am not putting it anywhere in this region. Alright, then I'm going to take just a little bit of this and put it up here. We're going to take my favorite matte nude palette from the Balm. I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush that I have from Eco Tools. Yes, getting some matte Malloy, which is the matte white. Patting that. Not rubbing too much because I found that it takes a little bit for these colors, these waterproof 24-hour things to set. Now I'm also going to do that up here. Don't worry about it looking too strong at this point because we're going to do some blending. I'm just going to connect these out in the outer corner. I am going to go in and use, I think Matt Johnson, in the area in between. I don't want a lot of it, but I need to put a kind of a dark color base right here for this crazy blue eyeshadow that I'm getting ready to use. Because if I put it on top of white, it's going to look sky blue, and that is not my intention. This doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be blended, and I am taking it all the way over I'm gonna break on through to the other side. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we have a fairly neutral situation. I should say this is not going to be like a daytime look unless you're like me and you put on this kind of makeup to go to the grocery store, which I do. This might be more of an evening look or a special occasion look or an out to dinner look. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to use is Urban Decay Frigid. That's what the outside of the package looks like. That's the color. It is a beautiful creamy color, blue, violet blue kind of colored. Can you see how it's iridescent? The Real Techniques detail brush. It's this tiny, tiny little brush, and I feel pretty confident using this because it is so small. I know that I'm not going to just glob this blue all over my face like a clown. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to put it basically where I want my final blue eyeshadow to be. So I'm just kind of, in a way, I'm sketching it in. If I'm ever nervous about using a really dark color, nervous meaning I don't want to have to go back and clean it up, this is a good way to apply it. Use a little sketcher inner detail brush like that first to kind of plot the course. Surprisingly, this does not seem to be too pigmented, so here we go. Should I freehand it? I'm gonna try it. But it definitely needs blending. Now, I know there are a lot of people who like to use a mid-tone transitional brown color between this color and their eyelid. And I will do that sometimes, but often that makes me look very odd because those colors generally don't match my skin. The next color that I'm going to use is Urban Decay. It's an Urban Decay Stardust. Sorry about the reflection there. In Void. Now, it looks pretty... Honestly, I did not realize how dark this was going to be when I bought it. It is definitely gunmetal. It's the darker, obviously. It is that color right there. There we go. You can see the sparkles. I mean, it's a sparkly color. Here it is on my finger. So again, I'm going to be careful. But I am going to use this to kind of deepen and add some dimension. I may go ahead and use my detail brush again and just use it to put it where I want it. Sparkly especially. I have trouble with a lot of fall down with most sparkle shadows. So I'm just going to put it right here. Yeah, that's nice. It gives it a little bit of depth. You can see the difference. To spare you the pain of watching me line my eyes, which is always a messy affair, I did most of it off camera. And I'm just finishing up. I'm gonna put on some mascara using my favorite Paula's Choice Great Big Lashes. And I will be back. So I have my eyeliner about as even as I can get it. I'm wiping off a little bit of fall down. And I also have on my mascara for my upper lids. Now, before I do anything with the bottom, I'm going to conceal. Using the Sonia Kashuk Color Correction palette. And I'm gonna go with this peachy shade for, well, actually I'm gonna mix this peachy shade and this kind of beigey shade there for underneath my eyes. And you can see it does Yeah. You can see it does a really good job of, or maybe you can't see, but in my world, it does a really good job. Using concealer with a little brush like this is a really good way to clean up your outside, the area right outside here of your eyelids, outside of your eyes, just to try to make that, it doesn't have to be super crisp, but it does need to look neat. And Lord knows, once I get done putting on eye makeup, you know, it migrates down. All right, I'm gonna use the green concealer a little bit on my face. I have redness that I would like to cover. Well, now I'm gonna give the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation a try. This is in NARS Sheer Glow in what? Fiji. Sounds like it was going to be yellow. And yes, I have pink undertone skin, so we'll see how this goes. Well, first thing I can say, this is actually a very dry formula. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I've heard a lot about it. And for some reason, I was thinking it would be good for dry skin. I'm not sure it will be bad for dry skin, but it's not lotiony at all. It's not like a tinted moisturizer. Alright, that's actually a really decent match for eyes. In my world, powder must happen under the eyes. But I have to be careful that it doesn't become cakey. I'm going to use my other base shadow brush. And I'm using a little bit of the Light Medium Multitasker powder by Milani, which I truly do like. I find it to be creamy, but certainly it's not, I wouldn't say moisturizing, but it's not dry, dry, dry. I find it doesn't go into my wrinkles and really highlight them as easily. I also have a sample of NARS Laguna bronzer, I think. There we go. Here's the color of it. Now, this is a cool brown. Now it's warm. It's warm. It's warm gold, but it's not as it's not orangey at all. I thought it was more cool than it is. I'm gonna give that a try. It's not super shimmery, and it's also not super dark, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to be using a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I like the way this is made I like it for contouring. I definitely don't want my skin too warm since I'm doing the Ice Queen theme, but a little contour never hurt anybody. I'm going to be using my new blush Down Boy by The Balm. It's a light pink, I'm not going to use a lot. Primarily just the apples. Since I have such heavy makeup, I just don't think there's any reason to get carried away here. So, heavy eye makeup. Let me use a Sonia Kashuk brush just to kind of blend that in a little bit. There's no escaping the fact that I have a pretty round face, and I have to be careful where my blusher goes, because otherwise I start to look like the little Dutch boy. For those of you who are old enough to remember the little Dutch boy. All right, well, we have now switched camera angles because I had to plug in my camera because apparently the battery died. All I really have left to do, I want to finish off my people. This has been one of those videos where everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. All right, let's finish this mother up. Now, normally in a situation where I've done a really dark eye, like this one, actually this is dark, but it's not super dark. That's the dog. Normally when I've done a darker eye like this, I would make a nude lip. No, I wouldn't make one. I might use nude lip. I can't say it. I use nude lipstick. I don't know what's happening right now. You might expect me to use a nude lip with this eye combination. No, these eyes are always like this. They come as a set. Yeah, here all week, folks. You might expect me to use a nude lip because I have such colorful eyeshadow on. But I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to use a dark color, but I'm going to use a sheer color. This is called Stung. It's Urban Decay's Lip Love Honey Infused Lip Therapy. And it looks like it's going to be super dark. It's actually very sheer. And it has the added benefit of smelling and tasting like honey. Now, if this is too sheer for you, certainly you could substitute either a darker sheer color or, you know, a nude lipstick. But I think this looks really good. I actually really like it. So yeah, I'm gonna stop now before I screw something else up. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe and like if you would, please. And I'll see you later. Bye.